Hi, I'm Clarence.
I'm Nazri.
Hi, I am Afdal.
Assalamualaikum and good morning to Puan Badaria. I'm Berhad and my friends to be here at Telekom Berhad company to research about workers' participation in private sector study in Telekom office Kota Kinabalu, Sabah. We have two objectives here. Number one is to identify the perception of management and workers on the concept of employee participation. Number two is to identify the direct and indirect scheme in Telekom Malaysia Sdn Berhad. Jabatan Telekom Malaysia Berhad, known as Jabatan Telekom Malaysia, has been privatized in 1991. To this company, they have 25k of staff in Malaysia, but in Sabah, just 148 staff because just 2% that was requirement with this company, because according to Encik Ham that we have interviewed before, the Telekom company is very strict to take employee to this company. Besides that, Telekom company have two union and HQ that was union management. They have their own culture, first corporate culture, and move to see the productivity on employee. Even this company pressure, but too much employee want to work here because they have a good security to take their employee. But other than that, the Telekom company in Sabah have technical that divide in two teams. The one is new development operation (ND) and non-technical. For new development operation, it's about management project. For example, like Imago, they design and label the new area. They have their own network management. For non-technical, their installation, operation, and property operation.
First, the perspective of management and the workers in the concept of EP. I will make it short based on the findings. The employers sees the unions is one of the team in the organization because the employees want to build a good relationship with the unions. The good reason why the employees want to build a harmonious relationship with the unions because of course, they want a higher productivity from the employees. Because without the employee commitment, they will not succeed until now. The employers really to care about the employees. The employers really to care about the employees' welfare. In addition, in the decision-making process, the employers need an acknowledgement to unions. Because in whatever they do, the employers need to concern with union only and always communicate with the unions. There is always decision making in organization, but in collective bargaining, they will negotiate it together with the unions. When both parties need to do a decision making, they will try to find one solution to achieve collective agreement.
So now, we focus on the first objective of employee participation. As we all know, there are two types of employee participation, which are direct and indirect. In Telekom Malaysia, they are using both direct and indirect, but I will discuss more about indirect participation, which are trade union. Workers in Telekom Malaysia think that unions are more effective at sharing information where employees think that they have the right amount of power and they receive support from employer. Along with the manager or supervisors, workers at Telekom Malaysia said that unions are the most common place that employees turn to when in need of advice in their rights at work. The likelihood of using the union as a source of right advice is higher where employees have contact with worker representative and where that representative is elected by employees.
About direct participation in Telekom Malaysia. First thing first, when we talk about direct participation, we must know what is direct participation. Okay, direct participation is about the activity that management give to the employer, and the employer must follow that activity. So, in Telekom Malaysia, we have found that they have many activity that management give to them. But I'm gonna talk about the most important activity and popular activity the management give to them. First, activity convergence. Convergence. What is convergence? Convergence is all about to drive Malaysia's ambition to become digital economy by delivering and preparing super fast broadband and can be used anywhere and anytime. Okay. Convergence objective is based on 5 pillars. First, smartest living. Second, smartest community. Third, smartest nation. Fourth, smartest business. And the last one is smartest cities. Next, we go to convergence strategies. Convergence strategies is Telekom develop IT culture into their worker. Then the worker will introduce to Malaysian people what is IT culture. So, from my point of view, all the management activities that given from Telekom to their worker is to make their worker culture in IT is better, and to make Malaysian people is living with IT culture. Thank you.
I would like to talk about one of the most important direct participation that apply at Telecommunication Malaysia Sendirian Berhad. The direct participation is the TWP, or known as teaming with passion. Teaming with passion is a focus on team and individual performance, which is rewarded with professional development opportunities and appropriate remuneration. This direct participation is applied to almost 667 workers. The target of this direct participation for Telecommunication Malaysia is to maintain its competitive edge in the industry. TM recognizes the importance of delivering an experience that sets it apart in the eyes of the customer and which inspire the loyalty of brand. Employees are encouraged to unite as one TM and build an internal community that is committed to execution excellence, delighting customers at every touch point. Firstly, the management strategies about how to build a team of passion is identifying the potential leaders. Secondly, is building a leadership of pipeline. Thirdly, connecting talents and empowering women at the workplace. And not forget also the technical specialist career ladder. Moreover, the management strategies also including in-brand upgrading for executive, non-executive career path, engaging the unions as the extension of human capitals, and engaging the contractor for safety investment. What actually that me and my friend has been talking before, we are talking about the latest direct participation from the management to the employer. what the direct participation before has been applied, such as TQM, ISO, and QCC is three of the most important element when we're talking about direct participation. But just now we have been say about the latest direct participation that's been applied in telecommunication Malaysia.
Assalamualaikum and very good afternoon. Today I will be trying to explain about our finding in the context employee participation. I will try to ask you about what type of employee participation in context indirect participation at the Telekom Malaysia. From our finding, we get 4 elements in the indirect participation at the Telekom Malaysia. Firstly, about the JCC. Secondly, about the union. Thirdly, about the in-house union. Fourthly, about the OSHA. Firstly is about JCC. JCC is one of platform to the employee and employer to get decision making the higher level. That means sometimes the problem cannot be get solved from the ground level. So employee and employer can be make the decision making for higher level in the context the JCC. According our respondent Encik Idlang, he said the issue or the problem from the anything or any place can be related when sometimes the problem cannot solve in the ground level. So this problem can be our discuss in the JCC context. So this is one of the platform to the employee employer to get a decision making. Secondly is about the union. The union is have objective to try and to get the collective bargaining and to become to the collective agreement. So this is part of the employee to the participate in the organization based on the collective agreement. According to our Encik Ida, he said all the collective agreement will be expired in 3 years. After that, they must to renew all the collective agreement from the employee. Then this there will be start the process from the collective bargaining and go until the finish already the collective agreement. Thirdly is about the in-house union. How do the in-house union participate in organization? They are participate in organization without the collective bargaining and the collective agreement, but they are just to connect to 2 actors only, management and employee. This does not include the law like the union. Fourthly is about the OSH. How the OSH to become indirect participant. This is become from the employee to try to ask the management about the OSH to the employer. OSH is one of platform to tell to employee to tell and to ask about all about the kesihatan and keselamatan pekerja in the context Telekom Malaysia. Then this is happen when they have the report from the employee. The OSH will be to discuss to the management and to try to get the solution or to get the discussion about the what happened in the work to the workers. So I can conclude the OSH is a very important, especially about the keselamatan and kesehatan pekerja to the organization. Finally, we can see the importance of the indirect participant in the organization. From this, the part of indirect participation is can be we help the management and employee to get the harmony industry in the employment participation. So for us, the employee participation is more important than we hope the all organization will be to adapt this concept in the organization. Thank you.
Hi guys, I would like to conclude this study and I will make it short. As we know, EP has capacity to enhance the quality of the decision making by broadening input, promote commitment in the outcome of decision making process, improve motivation, cooperation and communication in the workplace. Moreover, EP also may reduce workload of supervisor, encourage skill development in the workforce, and can contribute to improve employment relation in generally. In first objective, I will conclude that from the workers' perspective, they think that joint union are the most effective way in the listening they right. Next, move to the second objective, which is to identify direct and indirect scheme in Telekom Malaysia, Kota Kinabalu. We will conclude that in the context of direct participation, they apply convergence and teaming with passion. While in the indirect participation, they apply the JCC, in-house union, national union and OSH. Overall, this is crystal clear that EP in organization is very important because it can guarantee the future of organization, of the competition and otherwise. According to SLAC 1995, to be truly effective, every single part of it, each department, each activity, each person and each level must work together because every person and every activity affect and in turn affected by others.